This week, Be'ezrat Hashem, and on Shabbos, we're starting the third book, Vayakhel, and there's a lot about the offerings that took place in the Mishkan, in the tabernacle, and the same offerings that will be later in the Beit HaMikdash when we have the permanent temple, the permanent Beit HaMikdash. And the idea of offering might be a little bit strange to people. What is exactly going on? What's this whole idea of an offering? So the Hebrew word, what's Hebrew word for for offering is korban. What is the roots of korban? Karov, close. So one of the basic ideas, guys, is that you could take the most physical thing in the world, the animal that just eats and does nothing, but if you use it in the right way, you could elevate that animal and use it to come closer to Hashem. Is it a thanksgiving that you want to thank God for certain things, for good things that happen to you? So you bring in this offering. Is it the sin offering that a man did a sin and he has to bring an offering? And the commentaries explain by the sin offering that the man should think to himself, oh my gosh, what they're doing to the animal? Slaughtering the animal. They receive the blood and they have to splash it in certain places on the altar. Part of the flesh, the meat goes on the altar. Part goes to the Kohanim, that different kinds of offerings. But the idea is, by the sin offering, that the man should think and say, oh my gosh, really I deserved all this for sinning and rebelling against God. And Hashem, with His kindness, allows us to do tshuva, to confess, and to bring an offering. The offering is a tool, a way to wake us up, to confess for the sin that I did, and look what's happening to the animal and have in mind, oh my gosh, this was what was supposed to happen to me. So basically is this general idea that you could take the most physical thing in the world, and if you use it according to the rules of the Torah, according to the Torah says to you to do, bring a certain kind of animal and a certain age, bring it to the Kohen will take it and do with it the right service, the right work that he could do, that elevates the animal. And the most physical thing could be used in a spiritual way to elevate the most physical thing and to make it spiritual. But the idea is, remember guys, it's a tool to bring you closer to Hashem. Korban is from the word karov, close, and the different kinds of offerings each one has his element, his nuance. The rules are a little bit different. And the idea that you have to think, when you're bringing a sin offering, so the idea is to wake you up to confess. When you bring in a thanksgiving to Hashem, is, oh my gosh, Hashem did to me so many good things. I want to pay Him back or give Him a thanksgiving. So that's appreciation, showing to Hashem, thank you for all the good things that was done. So that's the general idea. The Meshech Chochmah wants to suggest and say like this. The commentaries talk about this a lot. Some commentaries go and say that back in the day, it was very common that people were worshiping different powers, and included in that, they were worshiping different animals. It sounds familiar what I'm saying? Can you point out one nation that were worshiping idols or worshiping an animal? Egypt. Very good. What the Jewish people are told, the first mitzvah in Egypt, what the Jewish people are told? To take a sheep and to tie it to the bed to look after the sheep for 4 days and then bring it as the offering of Pesach. And the commentators explain, and Moshe actually says it, you see, what is the sheep? Why, what's so special about a sheep? Why a sheep? So the tradition that we have is that the Egyptians were worshiping the sheep. And actually when you look in the verses, when Paro says to Moshe, what's the big deal? You want to go to celebrate? You're asking to go to the God of Egypt to celebrate? What's a problem? Do it here in Egypt. What's the problem? I'll give you space, I'll give you a hole, do it over here. And what Moshe says, whoa, we'll slaughter your God in front of your eyes? It's not appropriate. We can't do that. So we're asking the God of the desert to do it in a no man's land. Nobody will see, nobody will that. And that's how we'll celebrate this holiday. But you see the idea already, guys, that back in the day, the people was such a different nations that were worshiping, if it was the stars, the moon, the sun, and there was those that were worshiping certain animals, and that's the Egyptians. So some commentaries go with the approach that, and it's very interesting, guys. When the Torah says to the Jewish people, take the sheep for the offering of the Pesach, the Torah says, mishchu ukhu, pull and take. Do you have here a double language, a double word here that is not needed? Pull and take. What's extra over here? Pull. The Torah could just say, take. You know how to take a sheep. I have to tell you how to do it. The Torah just say, I want to command you on a mitzvah, the offering of the Pesach. This is the first mitzvah for the Jewish people. So take a sheep, go out, do shopping, buy a nice sheep, and hold on to it 4 days and bring it as an offering. What is pull? Says the Meshech Chochmah again, it means take away from what you used to till today. Till now, the Jewish people are drowning over there in Egypt with the belief, with the culture, and Hashem wants to get them to separate them from the belief that they had till today. And he says, pull away, not like what you're thinking till today, like the Egyptians, that different powers in the world, and this is a power, that is a power. Pull away, go away from that belief, from that culture, from that understanding, and take and bring a sheep for the offering of the Pesach. And that's a big, big message for life, guys. Do we avoid the physical world? In Judaism, what's the idea, guys? To avoid the physical world, we don't need it. Forget about it. Or the lesson is how to deal with it. What's the right approach, guys? What's the right view?
The balance of physicality and spirituality.
Very good, guys. That's exactly the point of Judaism. Judaism is not about to avoid the physical world. No. We are human beings. We are not angels. Angels don't need no pleasures, no benefits, nothing physical over there. But since that we are human being, right? You know that we're human being? Yeah? You're aware to that? So, right? Nobody thinks he's an angel, right? Just to make sure. Hody? Yeah, we good? Good. So, yeah, okay, right? So, that's exactly the point, and that's the message. You ready, guys? That's what Hashem is saying. If up till today you're thinking like the Egyptians and you're living there, and like I said, the Talmud says that the Jewish people almost get to the level of the 50th gate of impurity, whatever that means. But it means that they're deep down over there thinking and living like the Egyptians. Only certain things separate them totally from the Egyptians. But the message is, the idea is like this. You could take the sheep that the Egyptians believe, worship, and make it a god, and you could use it for a mitzvah. So meaning, the most bad thing for the Jewish people is worshiping idols, right? What's the first commandment? Honor Hashem your God. So you could take the same animal, you could take the same item that people are using it in the wrong way and use it in the right way. And that's what Hashem's saying. Pull yourself. Take away. This is not for you. What you're believing till today, what you're living till today, pull yourself from it. And you could take the same sheep and use it in the right way. Take it to do a mitzvah. And that's the message from that mishchu. Pull and take. It means the following. It's not only about the sheep of the Pesach. This is only an example, guys. And the idea that Hashem is introducing to the Jewish people, from now on, you'll live in a different way. From now on, I'm going to want to redeem you. I want to get out of here. And as preparation for that, get the basic idea that you people will deal with the physical world in a different way. We could take the most physical thing and use it in the right way. Pull yourself from what you're thinking till today, take that animal and use it in the right way. So that's a general idea of the offerings, guys, is avoiding avodah zarah. If people are worshiping to idols, using animals in a bad way, the Jewish people, Hashem is saying to them, will use them in the right way. But the Meshech Chochmah points out and says like this, that's for sure one aspect in the idea of the offerings, meaning fighting back or using the animals in the right way, fighting avodah zarah, using the animals in the right way, but it's also a positive thing going on. When, like I said earlier, guys, when you bring this physical thing in the right way, like the Torah says, and the Kohen is doing the service over there in the Beit HaMikdash, you're elevating, you're doing something good. So two things are happening over here. What King David says, the man, how's the right way to man to behave? Sur mira, stay away from the bad, ve'aseh tov, and do the good. You understand what King David is saying? First step is stay away from the bad. And then after aseh tov, that's what's going on. That's what Hashem said to the Jewish people in Egypt. Stay away from the philosophy, the thinkers that think that we worship the sheep. Pull yourself from it. And aseh tov, and worship, and bring this sheep, use it in the right way for the Korban Pesach. And that's the idea for all the offerings as well. The two things are happening. We are fighting back the worshiping the idols, worshiping animals, and using these animals in a good way. Okay, so that's the introduction of the Meshech Chochmah, saying that the two things are happening. The Meshech Chochmah wants to suggest and say like this, that it could be before the Jewish people had the Mishkan, had the tabernacle, that the Shechina said. So in verse 2 it says, 554, we're good? Daber el Bnei Israel, Hashem is speaking to Moshe, speak to the Jewish people, told them, Ve'amarta lehem, and told them, Adam ki yakriv, a man that wants to bring an offering, mikem, amongst from the kettle, Zachar Tamim, it should be a male, Yakriveno, he should bring it. explanation that I saw. This is an explanation. There's a great rabbi in an old city called Harav Nebenzahl. He's in the 90s, and he's still, Baruch Hashem, functioning, teaching in an old city. I think officially he's considered the rabbi of the old city, Harav Nebenzahl. So he said the following. You see, the message is like this. Let's think a minute, guys. What is the thoughts of this man? He's stealing the sheep itself, or stealing money and buying with it, or offering to bring to Hashem. What he has in mind, guys? What is he thinking? Why is he doing this? Oh, so it might be like this. The war people in the world back till today, or back in the day, they say, well, whatever, Hashem doesn't know exactly 100% what's going on. He knows 95% or whatever. Bilam, the false prophet of the Jewish people, was thinking like that also. Hashem tells him many times, don't go with the people. They came to call you to curse the Jewish people, and what does Hashem say to him? Don't go. Once, twice. And he's begging and begging, and then Hashem says, and then again he tells him, don't go, but if you wish to go with them, and just you'll have to listen. What I say to you, you'll have to say. And what? He gets up and he goes with them. What he has in mind, guys? So it is that thing sometimes amongst people, whatever, we'll work it out, right? Such an attitude that we'll work it out. Okay, that's one thing. So also over here, the man is going and stealing, but you're doing a sin. Why are you going and stealing and bringing an offering? So whatever, it's going to work out. That's one attitude, like Bilam, the false prophet. But on a more deeper level, and a more logical level, the mistake is the following, and this is a fundamental idea, guys. People might have the mistake that they're bringing an offering, they're doing a favor to God. And so to speak, they're giving him they're bribing him. They're giving him an offering. Here, look, I got you a sheep. I went out of my way. I stole it. I went, right, and I took it. I stole it from the friends, my neighbor, the farmer next to me. I stole it. And I traveled to Jerusalem to bring this offering. So to speak, just keep quiet. Why are you asking me questions? From where is it? The attitude is that people are thinking that they are doing a favor to God. And who cares? Just keep quiet. You know who act like that? You know somebody that act like that? Somebody that we know? Who? Cain also, sort of. More than that. Somebody that was going hunting animals and bringing it to his father. Esav. Esav was known for what, guys? What? He was an evil man hunting over there in the forest, rapist, killing people, stealing from people. And what will he do with it? Bring it to his father to eat. So Esav, this wicked man, how bad he is, but he was well known for honoring his father, Yitzchak, and bringing him food. What was his attitude? Who cares? I'm doing to you a favor, right? I'm bringing you lunch, supper. Look what a delicious dishes I'm giving you, preparing you. Look what a nice food, good food I'm carrying. So what is he saying to his father? Don't ask me a question from where is it. I'm doing you a favor, right? So just keep quiet. Eat the food and keep quiet. And that's the message in the Korbanot in the very, very beginning, guys. That's why it's very in the beginning. And that's what Rashi is pointing out, guys. When the Torah came and said, Adam, man ki akriv. Why it says Adam and not Ish? Not to make that mistake. Don't have that attitude, guys. The attitude is, Hashem is giving you opportunity to come closer to Him. You're not doing a favor to Hashem. You're doing a favor to yourself. All the mitzvot, and that's actually for all the mitzvot, but also the idea, especially in the korbanot, don't think you're doing a favor to God. You're doing a favor to yourself. It's a tool, it's a way, like we said, bringing the most physical thing, coming closer to Hashem, but you got to do it the right way. Then it works. If you're not doing it the right way, it's not going to work. How about a man that is dunking in a mikveh to become pure, but he's holding on to a dead rat? What is he doing, guys? contradicting himself, right? You're dunking in a mikveh, we're holding on to a dead rat. That's the idea. Don't think that you could make the law, change things around, and you're doing a favor to God. Here, I brought the offering, don't ask me questions. The answer is no. This is a tool. This is a way to bring the offerings in the right way. You're doing a favor to yourself, not to God. And Hashem cares very, very much, guys, for stealing. Because basically, we live in a world, guys. Okay, if I bought this chair belongs to me. And if somebody will come and steal it, he is stealing, and he's a thief, and he's breaking the law. But I might ask you a question. 1 second. Does it really belong to me, or does it belong to Hashem? Everything belongs to Hashem. So even what we call, guys, my car and my house and my furniture really belongs to Hashem. So how come it's forbidden to steal from me? How come it's forbidden to take away from me my property? It's not, anyway, it's not mine.
Right.
But what's the problem? It's still not mine. It belongs to Hashem.
So you're stealing from God.
You have full
No.
responsibility for it.
Are you stealing from God or are you stealing from me?
Stealing from God.
You stealing from God? When somebody's stealing my chair, my phone, okay? Is he stealing from me or from God?
According to law to you, but like everything comes from God.
Okay, so the answer is, guys, everything belongs to Hashem. Everything is His, the Creator. Everything is under His control. Everything belongs to me. But Hashem gave us the world in a way that we have to act and behave and make some rules. And the rules are that we are society, we're a human being that has to function. And the way to function is that we call it that I own it. If halachically I acquire this chair, now this chair is mine, and whoever will steal it, take it from me, he is stealing and breaking the law. The rules are, Lashem ha'aretz umla. Everything belongs to Hashem. V'ha'aretz, the land, the earth, natan livnei hadam. He gave it to human being. Hashem wants us to act and behave that we work with certain system in a certain way, and we act and behave as if that I own it. Hashem is asking us to act and behave in a certain way. So when I acquire something in the right way, yes, I own it. We call it I own it. So again, what do you mean I own it? Hashem, yeah. Hashem gave it to me, that will be called that I own it. Hashem is giving to us this way. This is how you acquire a table. This is how you acquire land, right? We're learning Gittin, right? So you learned a lot about active acquisition, how to acquire things. But the answer is yes. Hashem wants us to be in a certain way, in a certain format, that is ways to acquire. And once you acquire, it's yours and it's forbidden to take it away from you. And that's the idea, guys. So if I own a farm and somebody will come and steal a sheep, and his attitude will be, who cares? Well, you care. I'm bringing offering to Hashem. You're going the other direction. You're not going to come closer to Hashem. If the whole idea of a korban is to do it the right way and to come closer to Hashem, you are going backwards. You're not doing a favor to Hashem. You're distancing yourself from Hashem. You're not coming close to Hashem. It's like the guy dunking in the mikveh and holding on to the dead rat. Don't think that you could calculate and change things around. No, you got to do it the right way to come closer to Hashem. It's only a tool. It's only a way to come closer to Hashem when you do it in the right way. And this seems to be that was the attitude of the Jewish people. Even the prophet says to the Jewish people, when there was a very interesting time, guys. It was a conflict. On one hand, the Jewish people were worshiping idols, and still they'll come to the temple and bring the offerings. What's going on here? You're worshiping idols a week ago. You're worshiping idols. So why are you coming out to the temple? So what the prophet says to them, Why you bring in the offerings? Hashem doesn't need your offerings. It's not about the sheep. It's not about the goat. It's not about the cows that you want to bring. It's the will that Hashem wants you to bring. Hashem wants you to come closer to Him. Hashem wants you to listen to Him. That's what Hashem. And that was the same attitude. Oh, we're worshiping idols, but who cares? We'll bring offerings. We'll make Him happy. We'll keep Him quiet. No, you got it wrong. You can't bribe Hashem. You can't fool Hashem. And the whole idea is, like I said, you want to come closer to Hashem, you got to do it the right way. If you're not doing it the right way, like stealing, you're going backwards. You're not coming closer to Hashem. You distance yourself from Hashem. That's the idea, guys, of the korbanot. And that's why the message over here is don't steal. Don't think you're doing a favor to Hashem by bringing Him an offering. Okay. So that's one message over here, guys. Another message I want to share with you. Later on, it comes that there are different kinds of offerings, like I said to you. And like I said, elevation, everything gets burned on the altar. Peace offering, korban shlamim, makes everybody happy. Part goes on the altar, you burn it. Part goes to the kohanim, and part goes to the owner. That's why it's making everybody happy, and that's why it's called the peace offering, complete peace offering, shlamim. It's a very interesting offering, another offering called korban todah. Todah means thanks, giving, thank you. Who brings the korban todah? People that went through something. So people that were in a danger, they were walking in the desert, and back in the day it was dangerous to travel in the desert. People that went overseas, and people that were ill and recovered, and people that went out of prison. So there are four things that people bring a korban todah. You get the idea, right? Somebody that was in a dangerous situation, and he went out of it, he survived, so he's bringing appreciation to Hashem, a korban todah. The korban todah, unlike the peace offering, is a very interesting korban. It's a mitzvah to bring with it 40 loaves of bread. 40 loaves of bread. 4 kinds, 10 each one. In total is 40 loaves of bread. And you have to finish that bread, that offering, the same day of the offering. Okay, so what's today, guys? Monday? So imagine a man brings a korban todah, thanksgiving to Hashem for whatever he went through. Like one of the examples, guys, I told you. He traveled in the desert. He went out of prison. He went overseas. So he's bringing a thanksgiving to Hashem. And he's bringing it today, Monday. A nice sheep to Hashem. And with 40 loaves of bread that he has to finish tonight till midnight. Can one man finish these? And these are big loaves of bread. You think that one man himself will finish these loaves of bread?
If it's dovi, he can.
Oh, and if not?
If not, no.
No. So what's going on over here? So much bread, guys, and meat to finish till tonight. That's it.
It all belongs to God.
Huh?
It's like Karbanas, all belongs to God.
Right. But why? For example, guys, the peace offering that you bring for other things, you have 2 days to finish it and no bread. How come the korban todah is different? You have 40 loaves of bread and you have less time that you have to finish it. Korban, the peace offering, again, you get, if I brought the offering today, I have today, tonight, and tomorrow. So I have 2 days and the night in the middle. Korban todah is 1 day and 1 night. So I have to finish.
It makes you appreciate time.
Okay, so what it has to do with the bringing the 40 loaves? Oh, guys, the korban todah, guys, you're bringing because one of the 4 things that I mentioned to you, somebody that went out of prison, somebody that traveled in the desert, somebody that was ill and recovered, and somebody that went overseas. The idea over there is that basically Hashem took care of you in a dangerous situation. Hashem helped you out. You had a miracle. Say the commentaries point out, aha, you had a miracle. You bring in a thanksgiving. You bring in Korban Todah Hashem. Don't keep that only by you. Share it with others. You will no way that the man himself will finish the 40 loaves of bread. He has to share it with others. And that's the idea. That's why the Torah limit the Korban Todah, that you have to finish it. You have the day of the offering and the night, v'zehu, you have to finish it. What's the idea? How I'll finish it? You must share it with others. So that's the Korban Todah, guys, and it's a thanksgiving that Hashem helped you out in a dangerous time, in a difficult time, and you had a miracle. But the idea is, guys, to go public, to advertise. Look what Hashem did to me. He saved me. I went through the desert, I traveled, I went overseas, whatever. And it's to share the miracle, the good that Hashem is doing with you, with others. But the idea is like this, guys. The idea is that you could say perhaps the following, guys. The Korban Shlamim, the peace offering, you bring for other things. You decided that, things are going well in business, or you just bought a new house, or your daughter got married. That's a Korban Shlamim. But it's no limit to when you have to bring it, and there's no bread, and you have more time to eat the offering. The Korban Todah, guys, you limit more in the time, and you're getting more people involved. What's the idea? The idea is that is the long term and the short term. The Korban Todah is about a miracle that happened to you. It's the excitement. And we want you, what we do in our days, guys, when people travel. So there's no Korban Todah. What we do instead? You're familiar with the blessing of HaGomel?
Yeah, Benjamin Gomel is like the almost died.
Right. So in our days today, we don't have the offering of the Todah. So somebody that was ill and he recovered, somebody that traveled today even by plane. So the custom is that he should say the blessing of HaGomel. You could find it in a Siddur. HaGomel is thank you Hashem that you helped me for what I went through. So when you're done with traveling, guys, you say the blessing of the HaGomel. And the HaGomel should be done in 3 days from your arrival. So whenever you traveled, guys, and you come back to your city, peace and safety. So the mitzvah is to say the blessing near the Torah, Havar Gomel. But again, it should be 3 days from the arrival. A woman that gave birth. So she has to say HaGomel also. Why? Because labor is a dangerous situation. It could be very difficult. And you need a big miracle, to make this happen, that everybody should be safe, the baby and the mother. So the custom is that the mother should say HaGomel. Somebody was in a car accident and he was saved, so HaGomel. So all these are examples. So this is really replacing the offering of Todah. But the idea is, what I want to share with you, and we'll end up with this, guys, that there are two kinds of ways that we deal with performing, with doing the mitzvahs. It's the long term and the short term. The long term means, I'm thinking about it, I have a decision, this is going well, that is going well. That's the Korban Shlamim. And then you have the Korban Todah, is the excitement. You have to do it when you're still excited. Not only you get other excited also. And that's the whole idea, guys, that's how we serve Hashem. The two ways of serving Hashem is the thinking, the thoughts that we want for the long term. That's like the studying of the Torah. We are receiving every day more information. Every day you're learning another Mishnah. Every day you're learning another Gemara. And you're building something until you have something, a concrete piece that you learned in the Torah. But the idea is the long term. You're adding every day more. And then you have the excitement. The excitement is the feelings of a man. How you express your feeling, guys? With what? With davening in our days. So, and that's what it says in Tractate Avot. There are 3 pillars for this world. Torah, learning Torah, Avodah, serving God, and Gemilut Chasadim. It means that you're serving Hashem with these powers, with this mindset of a person, is the building long term. Every day you're learning something, you're adding something, you're building something. Every day is another brick to the house that you're building yourself. And then is the emotions that you want to express, the excitement that you want to express, that's done in davening. So learning Torah is about the long term, adding, doing more, and praying is about the excitement and to express your feelings, your emotions to Hashem. That's in davening. And the idea is, this is a big message, guys. One of the laws of the Beit HaMikdash was always need to be fire on the altar, never to shut down the fire. That's a mitzvah in the Torah, that always should make sure that there's enough wood over there, that it's burnt, never to shut down the fire. What's the message, guys? Make sure, guys, always the fire is there inside you. You're the altar. You're building yourself. You want to come closer to Hashem. You want the long term, adding, building yourself. You want the excitement, express it, guys. How you keep it going, guys? How you keep it going? Make sure that always the fire is there. There's enough wood over there. The fire is going on. Don't let the Yetzer Hara, guys, that evil inclination, to shut down the fire. There's always a flame going on. I want to do more. That's the attitude, guys. Always what I could do better, what I could do more, not less. Have a great day, guys.